Right, good afternoon or morning, everybody. Welcome to another race in week 1 of Co-op All Dungeons in the Link to the Past Randomizer League. We've got Bolas Azules facing Noble Foxes today. I'm JP, and I'm joined by Blue Link. How you doing, Link?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to yet another exciting race. There have been some really interesting races this week, and hopefully this will be another one of them.
Yep, as you can see, Bolas Azules took the first game between these two, so they're going to try to go for the 2-0 sweep versus, while Noble Foxes tries to get their first win of the league. Looks like we've got these runners about ready to get to start. Looking through sprites, I see a fish, I see a normal Link, and unfortunately I'm not familiar with the other two.
Well, chat will fill us in on it, I'm sure. And it looks like we are getting underway.
So we got arrows in Sanctuary, rupees in the house.
I just wanted to say that fish is one of my favorite sprites to watch. It's so hilarious.
Yeah, we have some great sprite artists in the community, and that is a good one. Mad Cat going for bombs, Kaide going straight into Lost Woods. You got Nobly going for escape, found some red rupees from the tier 1 tree pull.
That's always nice to have early. Oh, I had a full magic drop. Nice.
Unfortunately, just hearts from the bush crab. Let's see if we got anything at Aga, or at Lumberjack.
Uncle, you mean? Or the chest? Well, we just did find a hammer there, so...
Oh,
and fire rod on Lumberjack.
Yep. So, I mean, that's not as big of a deal in... I was going to say the Moon Pearl in the Lost Woods. That's not as big of a deal in this mode, since Co-op All Dungeons, you gotta do Aga anyway, but... Now we're going to be knowing we need some boots here before getting that rod. Yeah, this is always a little rough when we see 4 different runners in 4 different places to start.
Oh, nice early blue little shield. I'm a big fan of shields, by the way.
I would refrain from telling that to certain people. I'm not sure if they're here in chat today, but yeah. Some people are very anti-shields. I don't mind them too much.
Oh, there's Ether in the chicken hut.
These runners between Madcap and Kaide, both splitting up the village. They both elected to go right to the village, whereas Noble Foxes decided to split up a little further.
Notably, Obscure Lifeform does not have any bombs. He does have plenty of rupees. Oh, never mind.
I think we've seen all this... I don't know if we've seen Blindside yet.
Pot and hammer combo making a very efficient work of that ball and chain guard. Well, there's our boots.
Okay, don't have to worry about looking for those for that fire rod for too long. So Boots is really the only... I think Boots and maybe a medallion or two is like the only interesting things we saw in Kakariko.
Yeah,
I guess the shovel too, potentially.
Yeah, it looked like Nobly was about to go east towards Saha, but just when Obscure Lifeform got the boots, so I think going for the boots early is the play.
Yeah, not something you want to leave behind too long. But in terms of loadout, this is kind of a slow start. Not a lot. Nothing really directing us in a direction just yet. We still got South Shore, we still got Eastern area. Still plenty to give us a direction.
Matt Cap about to get that fire rod information for his team.
We get the dig spot check from Obscure. As a map check, I saw pendant here, and I believe crystals at the other two. Nothing at the dig spot. So let's see how these runners decide to divide up the work from here. Madcap's gonna head to Escape to get that hammer info.
Looks like Obscure is checking Highly Island. That's Quake. And then heading on to the eastern area.
Yeah, Obscure with a shield that is almost as big as that fish. I know some people call the fish or the shield the small shield the dinner plate, but I don't think that fish wants that to be the dinner plate.
Probably a good point. Oh, the Aga net. That's lovely to have early. So Saha's closet didn't have anything of note.
I'm not going to go into Eastern. Obscure going to make some Zora checks? Or just going to go buy bombs?
Yeah, he hasn't picked up the hammer yet, so he doesn't actually have a weapon.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, nice double there with the bomb there by Kaide Rukawa.
Alright, Mini Moldworm Cave.
Yeah, the better boomerang.
Oh, that powder is interesting because we do have the hammer.
That is going to be a really inconvenient check at this point.
It is. But that is a possibility for progression now. Ideally, you probably want to see if you can get a bottle. Then head back to the village so you can get 2 checks out of it. Ice Rod Cave give us anything good? No. So, Eastern or something? Eastern or Magic Bat, I think. Or, Agina.
Well, this is interesting. Obscure Lifeform and Nobly tag teaming the dam. Nobly went to the back and Obscure Lifeform checked the front on his way to the desert area. We're getting a water walk here from Kaide to go to the Zora area. We're woefully short on money, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is also out of logic right now. Yeah, just gonna check the waterfall and then go check the hobo.
I just wanted to note all 4 of our runners who managed to get the double Moldrum kill on the left side with the bomb. That is really impressive.
Yeah, it's quite nice, yeah. Alright, so it wasn't Agina either. I think at some point you gotta commit to going to Eastern. Now, Nobly, though, does have money for Zora. Just enough.
Same with Madcap. I think that's why he is also going for a fake flipper here. Kaidi going to pick up the hammer, and Obscure is heading to Eastern, like you said.
Yeah, my thought here is Nobly is going to go for Kek to check the bat after this, so they don't double up Eastern right now.
Notably, we are just a glove away from Dark World access here.
That is true. But the Zora check, like the others, is not in logic because no glove and no flippers.
Well, there's our glove in Eastern.
Okay, that opens up some stuff now. And Zora's giving bigger dinner plates.
Nobly rejecting that shield. I'm disappointed. So now Madcap is heading to Eastern. That seems to be the obvious play for density, while Kaidi is checking out Magic Bat.
Yeah, you gotta hammer and powder early. That's always interesting. But nope. So yeah, the play is to go into Eastern to get that glove. That gives Noble Foxes a bit of an early advantage in knowledge. And that's all 3 items out of Eastern. Map and
That's
Compass.
nicely convenient.
Yeah, Map and Compass are the last 2. So, yeah, Noble just needs to go in and grab that glove, and then can leave. And Obscure needs to go grab the hammer for Dark World access.
So, interestingly, does that mean Eastern is not logically landlocked?
As long as he gets the Fire Rod, yes.
Oh, of course, but the Fire Rod is logically landlocked behind Aga. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that is true. So, yeah, technically this Eastern is landlocked. And that's actually interesting that the Fire Rod ended up being at Lumberjack, because some runners will just go through Aga Tower with the Fire Rod, but you can't do that in this seed. And, I mean, some runners might still try to do Aga Tower in the dark, but it is not fun at all. It is a really bad thing. So I don't expect to see any runner going for Aga Tower without Lamp. So we see our Dark World map check. Vanilla, red crystals, and then pendants at Swamp and Skullwoods.
Mildly annoying is the fact that the 5 and 6 crystals are swapped, actually.
Okay, so French vanilla.
We're getting a look at Back of Escape here and Hype Cave.
Finally got a sword and a Bombos medallion.
Okay, so we know where all the medallions are. Normally, you might expect teammates to enter the Dark World from different parts to split up the checks, but again, similar to the boots, I think Nobly is just going to go get that sword right away.
Yeah, you want a sword. Especially with the boots. You know, boots without sword feels bad. Oh, that was a bit of a dangerous maneuver there, Nobly.
Quite.
And so I expect Nobly's going to head over towards... Nobly, you're not grabbing the sword?
Nobly?
But I was saying, I expect Nobly to go over towards Pod from here. Oh, hey, there's a second sword. Maybe he'll go to dig game then.
Don't you just love it when the mode wants you to split up, but the seed says no?
That's what Nobly was going for. He wanted the money, not the bombs.
Oh yeah, he's going to pod.
Yeah, now we're seeing the two runners go for different dungeons. With Master Sword, you could go for Aga, but again, like I said, Dark Aga, unless you're really experienced with it, I don't know if you want to do that. But that being said, I've seen enough of these runners to know that there are some that are brave enough to try it.
Oh, Kaide is checking Pyramid Ledge, which we did not see from Nobly. That's a hook shot there on Chess Game.
Yes, that is. That... Technically nothing in logic, but if you want to go up the mountain, that opens a lot up there. Yeah, this seed's kind of been like a slow drip so far. Just giving us little pieces here and there. Their inventories are filling out, but it's not been like a huge dump of items. It's been just one item here and there.
Well, those were the mitts there in Stalfo's basement.
Yeah, this seed is opening up quite a bit now.
Catfish turning up Burna, which is useful but not progression.
Yeah, you wanted the other cane.
Nobly going for good old-fashioned mimic clip here, having no bottle to do a camera unlock. Oh, not quite. There we go, nicely done.
So 2 small keys on the right. That might mean this pod is... You're expected to have the bow right now.
I am no expert on key logic in pod, so I will agree with your assessment.
It partially might depend on where the other keys are, but I think if there's 2 on the right, usually at least some of the back is locked by the bow. Specifically, I think the Dark Maze, at least, and Harmless Hellway.
Well, speaking of bows, Obscure Lifeform just found one in the Thieves' Town attic.
Okay, that answers that question. Like, if you're ever confused about key logic, basically ask yourself, what is the dumbest way I can use keys? And that'll kind of tell you how the key logic works. Oh, Nobly not going for the Dark Maze? Interesting. Actually, I'm not sure if Nobly picked up the big key. That might be why. Well, the big key could be in the Dark Maze.
Yeah, that is interesting, because even though he does know where a bow is, you're typically not going to go back to the back just for checks.
I wonder if this is just kind of some coordination between the two of them. Nobly's got to go back anyway with the bow to finish it. Obscure can go and clear it all out now. And he's got to go there anyway sooner rather than later to grab mitts. So this could be some coordination between the two of them.
That's true.
Right, blind is down. That is our first crystal at about 20 minutes in.
The crystal's bigger than the fish.
Yes, it is. Most of these items are bigger than the fish. I don't know if there's any item that's small. I guess maybe the silver arrows would be longer, but not necessarily smaller. Or not necessarily bigger, I should say. So, go ahead.
We saw blue mail on Bumper Ledge from Kaide, and I don't think anybody's going to be going back for that.
Nah. I mean, it's nicer in this mode because you have less hearts, but we don't know where Cape is, and that's just not worth the time to pick it up. So, questions starting to come up about what is our next intended progression. It's like hookshot, you can go up the mountain, but that really doesn't do anything. Ice Palace, but you need flippers. Can't get into my area. I guess there might have to be something in Skull Woods at this point. I'm trying to think of something else that's still in logic. Oh, actually, Smith Chain. Yeah, Smith Chain's in logic.
I was not counting items in Skull Woods. I know we just saw a piece of heart there, so the second item could be in the back.
Saying the big key and item still missing in Skull Woods, so that's going to be locked behind Fire Rod and Lamp. Yeah, I think Smith Chain might be our answer here, which never feels good because we do not have a mirror.
Of course, if the mirror is on Smith Chain, then you feel less bad because at least your opponents had to do the same thing.
I'm going to check Hammer Pegs before doing the save and quit. As we see Obscure going for the bomb jump. Got it first try.
Very nicely done.
Oh, there's flippers. That... How do you feel about a nice palace dip?
Those flippers coming up with excellent comedic timing.
Yeah, that was actually good timing. Yeah, I think that's for flippers. Essentially, in terms of new checks, it's just Ice Palace right now, and you got Bombos and a sword and Hookshot. It's most likely a full clearable ice.
It certainly won't be fun. No Fire Rod, no Samaria, and just Master Sword.
Will the Smiths bail them? No. Yeah, I think Nobly's gonna go for pick up the purple chest. But I will being a little honest here. I'm surprised nobody has gone up the mountain yet, even though it's out of logic.
Yeah, usually by this time somebody's gone and done that.
I guess to be fair as well, nobody's the only one with mitts right now. And knowing where mitts are, you probably want those mitts before you go up the mountain.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So Obscure now going to get those mitts. I believe this is Matcap's first trip into Pod, so he will be able to full clear the dungeon.
Yeah, we have that dark maze that nobly skipped out on. So there was a map. Both the map and compass were in the dark maze, but there is one item in here. One rupee.
That's just insulting.
So you got a rupee, a burrito, and I wonder if you can somehow logic the compass into being a drink. And just say you got a combo meal in there with some change. So yeah, I got the runners at this point are mostly backtracking over each other's steps, but it looks like Obscure just grabbed the mitts and left Pod.
That's very interesting.
I think Obscure might be thinking Ice Palace, knowing that the flippers are... wait. Oh, but as I was mentioning the mountain, Kaide's the first one to climb. Okay, it looks like Obscuro is just setting up the fake flipper this way.
Which makes sense. This is in logic, but it's not worth going to go pick up the flippers before actually doing it.
So logically, I feel like we're going to find something in this. Now that something could just be a lamp, but I feel like we're going to find something here.
Yeah, I mean, it has to turn up eventually, right?
Yeah, eventually, but I mean, lamp logic being what it is, it can get buried easily. Oh, that opens some stuff. Okay, that is progression.
That makes Swamp available now, right?
Swamp available and some overworld checks. Yeah, Swamp is full clearable. You know, Kaide is going to give us an influx of item checks here.
Oh, the suspense is tense.
Oh, nothing in the 2 chests.
Nicely done old-fashioned Ice Palace bomb jump by Obscure.
Alright. Heart container for Nobly off the purple chest. And some blue mail for Kaide, but that's it.
So Nobly heading into Ice Palace to collect that mirror. Perfectly sensible. We have Helmasaur down on Matcap's side, and he's rewarded with a piece of heart. And a crystal.
Yeah, Matcap is currently leading on dungeon clears with 2.
Getting a first look at Hera here.
See if Obscure finds anything else before Nobly grabs the mirror and potentially leaves. Well, I'm not gonna find it before the mirror. But Nobly's gonna stay in and get this dungeon done. I think so far the mirror's the only thing we've seen in here.
That sounds about right.
Well, looks like Hera's coming up empty so far.
50-50 now if the second item is in the basement or not.
Scared jumping to go check Ice Tea Room before he's gonna fall down. No basement check required in Hera.
Oh, did we miss a flute and Ice Palace? Thank you, Lady Lorelinda.
Okay, so that is a very valuable Ice Palace. Third item, just some rupees, but flute and mirror out of there. That's our access up the mountain.
That also gives us Mire area.
Yeah, and Noble Fox is just kind of just pulling ahead with the knowledge right now. I mean, Bolas, Azules, they have a little bit more progression done, but like skipping out on Smith Chain has kind of hurt because they don't have those flippers yet, which have kind of just... the flippers have just kind of opened up the seat a bit.
It's interesting because they seem to have been quite a bit more thorough than Noble Foxes, but unfortunately have not done that Smith Chain checks. We're seeing a mushroom turn in here.
Obscure, to be very careful. I think a puff hit will take him out. He has Blue Cane just in case. Gotta get our first medallion check on Matcap's side. We need Ether, which everybody's got.
Of course, we can't do anything in TR other than enter the front door and look sadly at the pit.
Yeah, technically this was a Samari required ice, but that doesn't really mean much except for the fact that Samari can't be in Pyramid Fairy. Which we already knew because Maya is a crystal. Oh,
Well, there's
no.
our lamp.
So now Bolas and Azules should know that they're missing the flute somewhere at this point. They're supposed to have flute right now.
Yes, that is good information for them to have. Now, do you think Bolas Azules is likely to go? Well, looks like
Oh!
Madcap's going straight. Oh, what? I missed what happened there.
Nobly just took a death in ice.
Oh no, that is unfortunate.
I'm gonna come back later.
Anyway, on Madcap's side with that lamp, he's now going to do Aga and then probably pick up that fire rod, which might entice him to go to ice.
Entice into ice. Just make a little fun about that. That's all.
My puns are always intentional, except when they aren't. I didn't catch the medallion there on Meyer. Nice convenient half magic in Meyer Shed. Always a good thing to have.
Yeah, you definitely might go grab that when you go and do Meyer. Especially since you haven't seen a bottle yet.
Yeah, there are 4 of them out there. It's kind of suspicious.
I think... No, Obscure... I think Obscure's going for Aga.
This is very brave of him, and we all wish him the best.
Yeah, this is definitely a... This is a very aggressive play. But it also kind of makes sense because you don't want necessarily both runners up on the mountain. I guess Obscure could have gone and grabbed the flippers and gone into the swamp instead, but... I mean, yeah, you gotta grab it at some point.
Well, the blue mail Nobly's about to find would certainly be useful for Obscure on this trip.
Good news is he's got medallions, so if he's using one right now. If he wants to just clear out the rooms of enemies, he can at least do that, so he doesn't have to worry about bumping into enemies over and over.
That is a very good point. And he seems to be navigating these rooms just fine.
Yeah, the maze is not too bad if you've practiced it. It's the next level with the open pits that's the problem. Oh, our tracker, Lady Lorlinda, pointing out that looks like Obscure saw Ether for Meyer, so just Ether needed. We're never going to pick up that quick on Hylia Island.
Akka playing very nice. That was just one blue ball. Well, Obscure continuing through Aga Tower, knowing his teammate just found the lamp. And that's Helmet down for Kaede, making that dungeon number 2.
Oh, that's a tempered sword on floating islands. Nobly is saying yes, please.
Yeah, you probably want that.
Yeah.
Obscure has emerged from the dark rooms and is going to be having a much easier time from here on out.
Well, it looks like Hera play for Nobly, as Obscure is finishing up Aga Tower. Kaede looks like they're gonna go grab that lamp. Madcap, I'm guessing, gonna go finish Skull Woods, which will be our new check for now.
Hopefully after Skull Woods he decides to go to Ice. Well, I guess while he's in the area he might do Hammer Pegs and find the flippers, and then probably wants to go to Ice.
Yeah. It's always interesting to see how runners feel about Ice Palace, because sometimes runners swear by not going into Ice until they get flippers. Some runners just do it when they have a good opportunity. When Chatter says, no, sorry, not going to Ice without Samaria. What if Samaria's in Ice? Alright, Madcap about to fall into Mothula.
That is Aga down for Obscure Lifeform, and Moldorm down for Nobly. And Mothula down for Madcap. 3 boss kills in quick succession.
Just a heart.
Yeah, just a heart container, like you said.
So we still got plenty to check. Eastern, at some point, you have to go back to clear. We saw all 3 items in there. Desert is available for at least Noble Foxes. Ice Palace we've seen all of. Hero we've seen all of. Swamp Palace is available. Mire is available, at least everything but the boss. Oh, there's the Ice Rod. It's a Graveyard Ledge.
That is interesting, because I believe the rest of the North Dark World checks have already been done by Bolas Azules.
Yeah, that could be a bit isolated, and I think Madcap's going for Ice Palace now, trying to set up the splash delete for Fake Flipper.
There we go. He's got it. Obscure picking up his Fire Rod now.
Yeah, Madcap used a lot of bombs and arrows on that, so gonna take a pit stop. Yeah, I think Obscura is going to be going to Skull Woods here to finish that out. Or maybe not. Oh, you're gonna go for flippers. So if Madcap finishes it off, this should be a lot of info for Bolas. Because they're going to know, okay, we didn't have... The flute and... The flute and the mirror are both flipper locked. What do we still have that's not flipper locked at this point? And that should, if they're thinking through it, that should direct them to the Smith chain / hammer pegs.
That is a good point.
But for Noble Foxes at this point, they are just Samaria knowledge from Go mode.
Yeah, you are quite right.
But the thing is, Samaria can be in a lot of spots right now. It can be in Swamp. It can be... It can be it can be in Swamp. It could be in the front of Mire. It could be in deserts. It could actually even be on the pedestal.
That would be fun. Fortunately, it can't be in TR, and therefore can't be in GT either.
Obscure. Okay, that was an intentional death on Obscure's part. Nobly is just gonna finish up Eastern while he's here.
Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable.
Yep, we've already seen all 3 items in Eastern, so this is literally just collecting a crystal. Yeah, I think Madcap passed along the info, and Unibaz was along his flute info, and Bolas is gonna start to put some pieces together here. So they should hopefully be able to figure out where flippers are pretty quickly. The issue is, for them right now, how long will it take them to find that ice rod?
That is a very big question. Obscure taking down Mothula, that is dungeon number 3, 4 if you count Aga Tower.
Yeah, Noble Fox is starting to pull ahead in dungeon progression. And I believe Obscure is going to go for Swamp Palace.
Yeah, 6 items there. Nice, dense location to check.
Question then is, where do you send Nobly? I think you got to send Nobly to Desert Mire.
That would probably make sense. Yeah.
Or you could, or actually, you could send Nobly to go just take out Aga Tower, since he needs to pick up a fire rod anyway. We also have this green pendant check we haven't seen, which is just some money. Okay, I think that's what... Oh, no. Is Nobly going to join Obscure and Swamp? Or is Nobly going for some mirror checks? These two runners are going to double up in Swamp.
You know, they are one item from Go mode, and they do need to do Swamp. I don't disagree with this, actually. Oh, buttery smooth Specky there by Obscure.
Yes, this could work out for them. You send Obscure to the left. You have Nobly treat this more like Go mode. Or you tell Nobly where the cane is and tell them that you're both in Go mode now.
Wow, so we have Go mode here for Noble Foxes at 50 minutes and change.
Yeah, and literally, unless they want to try to find silvers, there's nothing else they really need to find. I mean, I guess maybe a bottle just for some safety, but that's about it. Silver's in a bottle, maybe.
Yeah, good point. We still have not seen any of our bottles.
Which is quite amazing in a co-op. 4 runners checking quite a bit of stuff, and none of them have found a bottle.
Also, I don't think Obscure needs to worry too much about finding a sword because he can stop at Hookshot Cave on the way from TR to GT and just pick up that Tempered.
Exactly. If you don't see a sword before then, you just pick that one up on your way into GT. So yeah, right now, Noble Foxes are in a pretty commanding lead.
I'm curious if Nobly will stop in Mire Shed for half magic on the way to Mire and Desert.
Well, for those of you who want to see Bolas stay in this, actually, Matt Cap is going for Graveyard Ledge, which is good for them. If they could stay in this, if Matt Cap goes straight over to Smith Chain after this to get those flippers, and then goes right into Swamp. So maybe this lead isn't as big as I thought it was.
Yeah, we have 5 dungeons on Matt Cap and Obscure's side, counting Aga Tower, of course, and on the bottom half, it's just 1 dungeon ahead for Nobly. So yes, it does depend on how quickly they get those flippers and then go to Swamp for their Go mode Samaria.
And I think Matt Cap's doing Smith Chain right now.
Looks like it. Oh, we saw a bird toss from Obscure.
So if Matt Cap goes right in the Swamp after this, Noble Foxes have a little bit of a progression advantage, but that's it.
The fact that Coyote was headed right over here to Hammer Pegs while Matt Cap was right here probably tells us they knew where they needed to look for their flippers.
Yeah. With a little earlier, with Flute and Mirror Knowledge and Ice, you knew flippers. You pretty much could limit down where flippers were. And actually, I think it might be Kaide heading for Swamp.
But notably not picking up the Ice Rod first. Well, I guess he does need to go to Skull again, so that's not bad, not terrible.
Actually, that's an interesting route. Is this a little faster? This might be slightly faster.
You know what? You're right. And of course, these runners are far more experienced than I will ever be, so I will trust their judgment on this. Well, that's a book there in K45. Hopefully that won't lead Matcap astray.
Oh, yeah, that is a scary pickup right now.
Well, come to think of it, he's going to deliver the purple chest, he can check Bombo's tablet right away, and then he's still right here to go to Swamp.
Yeah, but now you might think desert. Well, actually, no, I don't know if you would, because you got Flute and Mirror. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, Matt's not going to go into desert. Kaidi's in Swamp, or in Mire area. Kaidi's going to do Mire and desert now. So, this should be Matcap heading into Swamp.
Fortunately, Samaria is pretty early in Swamp, so hopefully Kaidi doesn't get too far into Mire before discovering that Samaria is not there.
If Kaidi does desert first, which it looks like they're going to do, then this isn't going to really cost them any time.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the more intelligent play.
So it's just a matter at this point of, can Matcap find that Samaria before Kaide wants to go into Mire?
Kaidi, remembering the big key is not in the back of the desert.
I guess for Bolas, for a little bit of time, you want that big key to be on the right side, which it is. So, you know, they're going to make a couple extra checks looking for Samaria, but Noble Foxes will also have to make these checks looking for big key. But Kaide is going to use a little time to go check the big chest. Matcap is about 30 seconds, or not even 30 seconds, like 20 seconds from finding this Samaria.
Just bombs there in the big chest. Obscure is into the Vidi fight now, using some Burna strats.
And Bolas is also in go mode now.
Just about 8 minutes after Noble Fox has gotten to go mode.
And this is still... It's still an advantage to Noble Foxes, because... I mean, Matcap and Obscure are pretty close on dungeons, but Kaide is 2 dungeons behind Nobly.
Yes. Good point.
Yeah, it feels like Ganon's been saying no hydrating in this seed, because there's been no vessels for drinking from.
Things could get interesting a little bit if Obscure doesn't pick up a mail upgrade and is stuck with no bottles, but then again, he is a very good runner. Second item in Desert is the red boomerang on Landmos.
I'm looking through these runners to see like what they've got in terms of dungeons and how long it's going to take them to clear. I mean, all of them have to do TR, so that's a wash. Meyer had a... I felt like Meyer had a pretty late big key, so... You could map it out at least, but that's about it.
I don't recall where the big key was in Meyer, but I do remember Obscure did the cutscene chest, so it may have been there.
Yeah, he did do the cutscene chest. One thing I gotta think is weighing on Nobly's mind at this point a bit is that death on Cold Steer.
Yes, that could make a small difference overall.
So Madcap heading to finish Eastern, which, and just basically need to finish it. We've seen all the items, so...
Yeah, for now, in the next bit, we're probably going to see some excellent displays of skill as our runners just blitz through dungeons as fast as they can.
Yeah, at this point, we've basically seen all the dungeons except TR. Bolas Azules still has to map out Meyer. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Again, still, Noble Foxes has a slight lead here, but yeah, it's going to come down to execution, especially considering their loadouts. But these runners are pretty good, so the big thing for most of them is actually that Tempered Sword, which I think pretty much all of them except for Nobly are not going to pick up until they're headed towards Turtle Rock. I think you do grab the Tempered Sword before you go into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm pretty sure Bolas Azules saw that Tempered on Floating Island. They just didn't have the mirror at the time.
Oh
no, you're dying to Mothula!
Ooh. Nobly can't be feeling good right now.
Making things interesting for all the wrong reasons.
And he's got to pick up magic. This is going to give Bolas some time.
And what's worse is I think he was only one hit away from finishing Mothula there.
He kept knocking Mothula into the spikes, and that was really unfortunate.
Yeah, I imagine that could be pretty frustrating.
Yeah, he's going to have to use the lamp here to be a little safe. This is where, in a seed, in this co-op situation, if you're Obscure, you're reassuring Nobly right now. You're giving him some confidence. You're trying to pep talk him. Because I gotta imagine he's not feeling good right now.
Alright, round 2 against Mothula. Here he goes. Mothula is really not playing nice. Oh, there we go. Right, Kaide taking down Argus, Madcap heading into Meyer, and Obscure on the way to Helma.
Yep, Nobly's gonna go take out the Meyer Desert combo here. I think he might go pick up that half magic. Nope, never mind. Well, he might do it after Meyer.
Yeah, you don't really need a whole bunch of magic in Meyer. Especially when you have the lamp and you're not gonna miss the Samaria block toss in the dark room, 15 times.
Yeah. I think this is a situation where that half magic's worth it because, again, we still have not seen a bottle in an hour. In 4 minutes.
It'd be a little rude if, like, all 4 of them were in GT or something.
I think it's possible, but yeah, that'd be pretty rude.
So Obscure is facing off with Helma, and the other 3 runners are all in Mire right now.
Yep, it's Big Key is in that cutscene just. Because Nobly's heading straight for it. And I think Bolas just figured that out as well.
Yep, looks like it.
So Obscure just has Eastern to finish, and then it's pretty much all the mountain the rest of the way for him.
Yep. Let's see. On Bolas Azules' side, Desert's pretty quick right after Mire. Madcap has to go back to Eastern.
No, I'm pretty sure Madcap did Eastern. I think our tracker might have been hungry.
Yeah, that sounds right. Kaede has to have done Thieves, because there was a bow in the attic.
I think our tracker is just really hungry today.
Just to clarify, our trackers are very diligent people. It's the tracking software that's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah, our tracking software sometimes just likes to eat inputs.
Nobly into the Vitreous fight, and Team Bolas Azules hot on his tail.
Yeah. Oh, Nobly, be careful.
He never picked up Burna, that's right. Actually, neither did Madcap.
Alright. Nobly's through Vidi. And this is where that tempered sword difference we're starting to see, because Nobly was able to take out those eyeballs a little faster.
Yep, we had simultaneous crystal grabs on Noble Fox's side, and we're about to have the same here on... Well, okay, not quite. Kaede has defeated Vitreous, and Madcap is just about to do the same.
And yeah, Nobly's picking up that half magic.
Madcap counting his arrows exactly, saving just 8 to defeat the big eyeball. Oh, good point in chat. Nobly has done Aga. That is correct. So, we still have TR for everyone. Obscure is just about to enter. Meanwhile, Desert on Madcap's side, and then he'll be heading up the mountain. Kaede has to do Eastern and Skull Woods. Nobly is in Desert Palace, but then needs to go for round 2 with Cold Stare before heading to TR.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna probably see Madcap's making that end push next. This will be interesting between Kaidi and Nobly. Because for Kaidi, it's a straight shot to kill... Well, I guess for both of them, it's a straight shot for their bosses between Skullwoods and Ice Palace.
Especially this time, Nobly will have Samaria to Icebreaker. Obscure finally picking up that lamp, and hopefully the Tempered while he's at it. Yep.
I'm actually a little surprised he picked that up, because at this point, dark rooms really aren't an issue. I guess it was right there, but still, it's like... You don't have to work. There's only one more dark room you gotta deal with in the seed.
I guess, like, worst case, if you still have no bottles for the Ganon fight and no silvers, you just want to have...
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
That is a very good point. Yeah. Torch glitch without lamp sometimes. A lot of runners can do it, but if you miss it, then that fight gets really ugly really fast. So I still give Noble Foxes a small advantage, but it has shrunk a little bit.
I would agree with that assessment. Nobly torching Blandmos quite efficiently. We got another pair of simultaneous crystal grabs. Matcap is about to enter the Landmo fight, and Obscure has started making his way through TR. Oh, perfect 6 shots on Landmo there by Matcap.
Or did Kaidi already do Skullwoods? Well, actually, I guess you don't have to do Skullwoods until right before Ganon. So you could... So yeah, Kaidi could wait.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially because you can pick up Tempered before having to fight Mothula. I don't recall Kaede doing Skull, so this is probably not the tracker eating another input.
Yeah, we need to pause to fully confirm it, which is tricky with quick swap, but yeah, I don't think Kaidi's done Skull either, so... This actually is kind of a good idea because it'll put both of them in GT at about the same time, and so they can split the work a little bit better. Versus on Noble Fox's side, where Obscure is going to have to do most of the work.
That is a good point, too.
Now, if it's a quick big key, that might not matter. But if you have to dig the whole basements, that could give Bolas Azules some more time back.
Also, if the silvers are there and on the opposite side from the big key, you're probably more likely to find them that way.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to call for the rest of the way, just because of that Skullwoods little bit of cleanup to do.
Yeah, it's a bit of a walk through Skullwoods to get to the back, and then... But then once you're done, you can just save and quit back to the pyramid.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to probably see Bolas split up the work. I'd expect Matcap to go left here as Kaidi's doing the maze.
Nobly mercilessly taking revenge on Cold Stare. Very efficient fight.
I saw some rage slashes there too. Alright, Obscure is going to check Laser Boost because he needs a key. And there is one in the last chest.
Nobly making the mountain climb. He only has TR left to do.
And he'll be a little faster getting into TR than the others because he already has his tempered. Every other runner had to take a moment to go grab the tempered sword.
Very nice phase 1 there on Trinax by Obscure. And that is crystal number 7 for Obscure. He still does need to do Hera, though.
Which will be a quick little stop before GT. Madcap also has to do Hera, but what I could see Bolas doing is doing the basement first, and then once they have the big key info, Madcap mirrors out, does Hera, and then does the climb.
Yeah, that seems like a sensible way of doing things.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting finish. Right, basically, Kaide clears out the laser bridge, tells Madcap where the key is. They're going to be at Trinex at about the same time.
To answer Gambit in chat, yes, Kaide does need to do Skullwoods. Oh, it looks like we're getting some number guesses in chat. Obscure is now about to head into GT, so I believe there's a game to be played here or something.
Yeah, this is a tough one to play in co-op weeks, especially considering we're going to have 3 runners in pretty close to each other, but... Yeah, if you want to get your numbers in, we could have a somewhat legit game here because Obscure is going to be looking for this big key by himself.
And look at that, those 2 Trinex fights, almost perfectly in sync.
Alright. Couple small keys to start in Stalfos' room. There's the big key. And there's the last sword.
So we have all 4 swords, but none of the 4 bottles.
Yeah, we have still not seen a bottle. Ganon might have finally wised up, put blue potions on all 4 of those bottles, and is holding on to them for the fights.
Oh yeah, that big key, that was check number 4. Thank you. So,
everyone's done Aga, so that, again, I think was Nom Nom Tracker.
interesting. So Madcap is doing Hera first. I believe like some people suggested in chat. But Kaede is heading right side GT first.
Ooh, that's gonna cost them some time. Can I give you a quick breakdown of how this is going to work? It's average time that will decide the winner of the race. If there's a team that finishes first and second or first and third, they're going to win regardless because their average will guaranteed be faster. It becomes interesting if one player on one team finishes first and the other one finishes last. Then we have to get that average to determine who's going to win.
So looking at things right now, Obscure is just beating Lanmo 2, has a couple minutes lead over Madcap. Meanwhile, Nobly just got his final dungeon cleared. He's going to be heading to GT, but he does not have to go back and do Skull Woods.
Yeah, so it's still Noble Fox's advantage. I would say, is he not going to check that chest? But no, he does.
So Nobly is not going to be far behind Madcap and Kaede at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, going right for Kaede cost them some more time. Obscure is going to look for silvers. There's a bottle!
With a fairy, so it's not completely useless. Nobly wisely grabbing 2 small keys before embarking on the climb. Validation chest does not have our silvers.
So that is the only bottle we're going to see, and we're not going to see silvers. So yeah, while this looks close with all 4 climbing the tower right now, the big difference is Kaede still needing to go back and do Skull Woods.
That is Aga 2 down for Obscure. He's about to head into the Ganon fight.
Answer your question, Chad. Kaede knows that they got to clear Skull Woods. The issue, or not the issue, but the plan is probably to get GT done first, and then you can just take Skull Woods out afterwards. And yeah, after that, you can just save and quit right back to the pyramid. So it doesn't really cost you that much time, if any.
Nobly getting a little disoriented there in the gauntlet.
Kaede does need to remember to grab the key from these Helmosaurs. Oh no, wait. Never mind. I thought I saw 1. That's a 3. I'm sorry.
Oh, Madcap is not going to pick up the mirror shield or the bottle.
I have Obscure is already on phase 4 of Ganon. Yeah, at this point, it is a pretty commanding lead for Noble Foxes. As long as they execute, they've got this one. Said Dark World Silvers. Yeah, it might be Pyramid Fair. I don't know if we. I don't think Mimicave. No, Mimicave definitely. I don't think Mimicave counts to that. Catfish was checked, but there's our first finish. With Obscure taking out Ganon.
Well done.
Yeah, I wonder if Nobly picking up that fairy is maybe a little bit of concern for what happened earlier. So yeah, Bolas Azules finishing Aga 2 at the same time, but remember, Kaidi's got to go do Skull Woods first.
Oh, I suppose, yes, Obscure's official time is 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 41 seconds.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Madcap and Kaidi, you've seen Obscure finish. You know you're on a time limit now.
And there's Aga 2 down for Nobly.
Well, there's the torch glitch for Madcap. Nobly's also on the Ganon fight as Kaide is rushing to the back.
Nobly on to phase 3. And that is Ganon down for Madcap.
Yeah, Nobly's on phase 4. Got the torch glitch. Kaidi's done with Skull Woods, just needs to save and quit to get to Ganon. But Nobly's in a good pattern here. Oh, as I say that, gets a blue Ganon.
Just a couple more spins here from Nobly, I think. There we go. That's Ganon down. And that means, well, if he successfully crosses the bridge, that means Noble Foxes will take this one.
Noble Foxes will take this race. Official time 1:29.25 for Nobly. And we're gonna let Kaide finish up here. Just a couple more spins for Kaide. And then it's almost done here. And there, Ganon goes down for Kaide. So I get those last GGs in chats. Just to give you an idea how close this race was, Noble Foxes had about a 127.30 average time, and with Kaide finishing at 130.39, it was about a 129.20 for Bolas Azules. So about a 2-minute difference between the average times. We are going to get some of the runners in here. We do already have Noble in here. GG.
Okay, hello, GG's. Man, what a train wreck of a scene.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were feeling pretty bad about that one, especially with those 2 deaths.
Yeah, that moth just scammed so many slashes, man. All over the place. I was all over the place after that. Ice Palace death as well.
We also have Matt and Kaide, Matt and Kaide joining us as well, so GG to you two as well.
GG's. How are you?
Guys.
Hello, GG's.
So, I mean, overall, that was a kind of a slow drip of a seed. I think the big difference was that Nobly and Obscure got the flipper info first. I think that was where the seed really started to switch fully in their favor. But let's talk about those flippers. Matt and Kaide, did you kind of realize where they were after going to Ice Palace?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yeah, we did like, and before, like before it had it, because like with Lamp over there, it was really hard for flippers to be in Turtle Rock. Once we knew where the flute was, it was impossible, right? So I mean, yeah, we knew that flippers had to be there. Like, I mean, once we went to Ice Palace, it was 100% in Smith Chain. But we were hoping like to do Smith Chain faster because I don't know, doing Smith Chain without flippers or mirror feels really bad. I don't know. I think like I probably like I don't know. Kaide was also a bit sick, so we maybe I don't know. In some stuff we didn't route as well, but I feel like Kaide when he went to the mountain after pod after getting the mitts. That's probably where we got the most behind. Like, if he had just gone to ice at that point, I think we probably would have been fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could definitely see that because I think going into ice before going up the mountain is what also helped Noble Foxes. We were also wondering how long we're going to take you to find the ice rod because that was what we were thinking might be a bigger roadblock for you. But you did find the ice rod before flippers.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing it or not or what, but we were also missing Kane at that point, and I don't know. It's like all the checks are there. Better just get it out of the way in case you're just leaving one behind, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say though, me and Obscure had a fun thing. Before we started the whole race and stuff, I was asking Obscure, what will be our go mode today? And he said, it's gonna be Kane. Okay, I'm gonna name my name file go mode Kane.
Oh, did you? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so my name file is actually go mode Kane, which is hilarious that we got go mode Kane.
That is then, yeah, that is pretty funny. Yeah, it was go mode for you. Like you both. Actually to ask about that. I think you were both essentially in swamp at the same time when you did have some other checks you could be making. What was the strategy there?
I told Obscure I'm just gonna go do dungeons. You go do whatever you want to do. Literally, I'm not gonna listen to anything you say if it's not Kane. I'm just gonna go mode everything anyways and try to catch up as good as I can. So I was just super focused on just rushing dungeons and yeah. He was gonna clean up that swamp anyway, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
And yeah, I don't know. Like getting the sword, we thought about getting it later or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like the mountain was definitely bad. But yeah, and I also think like I don't know, going to the left and doing catfish and all of that. Once getting to the dark world, probably lost us a lot of time as well. But I don't know. I don't know. Thieves Town Swordless didn't really feel that good.
Yeah, I mean, we got Darkwood access at approximately the same time. So, Obscure initially was going to go Hype Cave. I was going to go to Thieves Town with the hammer because I'm quite confident without the sword in Thieves Town. And then once I just got my glove, he barely had done Hype Cave and got the sword. So I was like, okay, you go Catfish and Pyramid. And I'm like, wait. You go Digging Game because I don't have Digging Game money. And then I did a 3-pull outside the Hype Cave. I was like, shall I just rush pod without the bow here? Did that, found the mate, and he was like super happy with that. Then he found the bow, and we were immediately demolished by it. Felt like so. I was like, which is why I saved and quit from the back anyway. We left one item back there.
Which
It
was
was
it was a single rupee.
yeah, it was probably worth it still. I mean, to get the mid so soon, I think.
Yeah, and then I went over to Outcast and the Digging Game Smith and what's his called? Hammer Pegs got the flippers. I was like, oh, that's gonna be late for them if they don't go pod immediately and find the bow, because then both wants to clear Thieves Town. You stole the Smith chain, and so I was like, Obscure was like, shall I just go do the mountain then? I'm like, no. Chase logic. Ice Palace. And then we got the mirror and flute, and he was like, oh, well, it's just gonna be a lamp upstairs in mountain now. Great. And yeah.
He was the
Story.
one. Yeah, he was the one that decided I'm going to do Aga Tower without lamp.
Yeah, after my death on Cold Stare, I was so bad. I was like, I'm just gonna go mountain. Maybe I'll find something useful. Maybe not. I'm just gonna do the huge areas like Paradox, Hookshot Cave, down to Green Pen Terra. That's it. I'm not touching anything else. I'm behind with that death. Just I have to mitigate time somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah, there was some funny timing with certain items coming up. I believe whoever it was, one of you was fake flippering when the flippers turned up. And then, of course, you turned up the lamp while Obscure was in a dark room in Ega Tower.
Yeah. I mean, we basically knew Lamp had to be somewhere up the mountains, one palace probably, like one of two. So, and then Obscure decided to do Ice Road Cave, no, not Ice Road Cave, but Graveyard Ledge into the Fire Rod, and we were like, Obscure, do you know what my game file is? And he was like, no, yeah, my name is Game Go Mode Kane, you know, and we're Go Mode Kane. So seems fitting.
So you two teams split the series. So you took one game each. Now you're gonna get to go from here from the rest of your season. How you feel coming out of this week and going into next week? Are you gonna be playing next week in casual boots, or are you taking the week off?
I am playing Casual Boots along with Hayfield. We got scheduled Tuesday and Wednesday. Hayfield versus Mike and me versus Scottish Brave in Casual Boots week. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're both playing next week. Kyle and me, actually. We're playing Dr. Marty and Shady Force. So, yeah, let's see how it goes.
I mean, at least we don't have to search for boots. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for the
yeah.
restream. Gonna be fun to watch back, like how the route diverges and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks for racing with us today. Good race for both of you. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention. How'd you feel about no bottles until hour 20 in?
The bottle in GT actually was the one thing that kept me calm during my late game when I we were like both in GT, and I was like, oh, there's not finished. Are we gonna lose because my early bad deaths there, like my 2 deaths, is that gonna be the game decider like this one? Like the last seed was Obscure skipped out on Spike Cave, which was the main factor, which was unfortunately skipped. So I was like, is this gonna be how game 2 goes as well? Like something bad happens. So
Yeah, the GGT guys. Good luck going forward. We'll see you next week with your races. So, yeah, make sure to give our runners a follow. Also, thanks to our trackers, Lady Laura Linda and Slowpoke. Thanks for joining me also on comms here, Blue Link.
Yeah, that was a fun race. Thank you to our runners for that excellent display of skill and entertainment.
So if you're looking for more races to watch, there is one going on over on the ALTTPR League channel right now between Last Location Years and Farm Friends. Then that's it for the Invitational. In the Open League, let's see what we got in the Open League. Open League does have a race will be restreamed later tonight on SpeedGaming 2 between Crystal Roller Crew and Minna's Malevolence. So that will be, SpeedGaming 2 at 7:10 Eastern. So yeah, that is what we've got on the schedule for today, and then we've got more races tomorrow as well. Make sure to check out the schedule for those. But yeah, let's wrap up here. Lily, take us out.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. And that is all, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, have a good day, everyone.